I'm starting to create the big crane I can see outside my window, and I have been, here's the crane part. The cab and everything will be done here, and then the wheels and the platform will be below that. And as I was cutting this cardboard, I realized I had, what's this? This can be part of the Carpathia. Silly me, Carpathia. This. Two of them. What is that? The Celtic. Three of them would be the, or I guess if I cut them down a little bit, we'd have the Queen Elizabeth. The first one, the one that burned. Here we have the Berengaria. And finally, Mauritania or Lusitania. Queen Mary, Berengaria, Carpathia, Celtic. I don't know, my two-funneled, well, of the olden days, the 1900 and 1920 days, I don't really know my canard liners other than the Lusitania and the Mauritania. So these are things you have to know when you're a U-boat captain and you're looking through your periscope, and through the fog you see one of these, and I'm not going to waste. I will not waste my torpedo on das Schiff in the distance. I have to think about this a little bit. But when you see four of them, then you know it's a passenger liner filled with women and children. Torpedo los. Anyway, I may build some ships, so I'll save this for my canard line. I've got other canard liners here, so let me just, I'll keep this because I may want that, but this is more canard linerage. Uh-oh, this isn't really enough. I'll use that in my present project. Maybe that's enough. Do I have more of this? You know, the problem is I get an idea for something after I threw most of the other stuff I decide I don't need in the trash. I guess I need this to continue with this project, because I may end up using, I think I need to use the black a little bit more red. Of course, I could always order another one of these, whatever this is. What does Dowco do? Probably pollute the planet. Dowco! Killing the planet since 1972. Yep. I guess I'll save these for the canard liners. I'll put those, where will these go? These have to go in a special spot so I don't use them up. Where's that special spot going to be, Pierre Gustafson? I put things in special spots quite often, and only years later, when I move something to find something else, I see the stuff that's in that special spot, and I think, I remember what I was going to do with that. usually by that time. You know, the reason for doing it, the inspiration, died years earlier. Okay, so back to what I'm doing here. So this is the crane. I'm not following the advice I just gave you on the earlier video, as well as I should be doing, but I can see, because I'm not making an actual rendering of the thing, I'm making sort of a reduction of the thing. I don't have to sit there and look at both the drawing or the construction I'm making and the actual object with as carefully as I would if I was doing an actual use your words, Pierre, an actual rendering. I'm able to be a little bit loosey-goosey with this. So loosey-goosey it is. Here's my glue. Remember that it's hot glue, Pierre. That's going to go like that. I kind of like this pre-cut hole in it. I like when that happens. I can use it to my advantage. Now this thing has on the back of it, which of course is off camera, you can't see it, it has this big black weight, which I will use this for. This will represent the big black solid, whatever it's made of, lead, cement, I don't know what it is. It's encased in something that's black. So that's going to be in the back. So this balances the weight of this thing, plus whatever they're lifting up. Okay, shiny, more shiny black. No, it's not shiny. This is shiny. The tires for this thing, the big pneumatic tires, the big pneumatic tires that this thing has, are going to be rendered using glue, using this slightly more matte black, because I don't have enough shiny paper. I mean, I guess I have shiny paper if I look for it, but I have to look for it then, and I don't want to do that. Okay, and there's also some more white up here. This is a complicated looking machine. You know, if I actually did what I suggested I should do and aim my desk toward the thing I'm drawing, I wouldn't have to keep turning my head and body to look at it. But I'm turning my head and my body to look at it because I've got the camera on its little tripod thingy aiming down at my desk. So that's what we're going to see. Now, I've been using, in my little design here, I have been using these little pre-made circles to represent sort of hinges. You know, where the arm is articulated, and there's one down here somewhere, so let me just get some more white to represent this end of the thing. I really can't quite, I'm looking at it from also kind of a funny angle, and most of these things that I'm drawing are are things that are seen from the side rather than from an angle, which if I were drawing this in reality, I would suggest to draw it from an angle rather than drawing it from the side. I'm just going to put that there. I don't know if that's where it belongs, but that's where it's going to be. I would draw it, showing it from the, this view is something, this view is another something, that view is a different something, but when you can actually see it from the side, where you see two sides at the same time, what you get is a more complicated picture, but it's a more descriptive picture, and it's probably going to be more interesting. Now, it may not in some ways it isn't as informative, maybe. If you're that U-boat commander looking through your periscope, you might want to see the boat from the side, flat from the side, so you can aim your torpedoes more effectively, but also identify what you're looking at more clearly. Looking at the Berengaria or the Queen Mary or the Lusitania from the front, they all essentially look the same. Seeing them from the side, they look, sister ships will look alike, but the main difference is their funnels and stuff. They'll look different. But looking at it from a 3/4 point of view, it's much more interesting. You've got shadow and shade and dimensionality. When I'm asked to draw people, and I did this job that took quite some time, a month to do. I was doing portraits of artists that lived and worked in a particular building in Manhattan, and the photos that were sent to me, many of these artists are dead, so I couldn't actually go draw them. But they ended up sending me these photographs, which were fine enough, but almost all of them, the lighting was really bad on them. They almost all had lighting from the front, from the point of view of the camera. And it was really, really hard to draw the features when the light is all coming from one point of view. Look, no, you're not going to glue it to the goddamn table. So when you see the light coming from this direction hitting a ball, let's say, it's all going to be the same. But if the light comes from the side and you see shadows, then you see that what you're looking at is actually spherical, not just a circle. So that's helps when you're trying to draw something interesting. But most of my constructions here that I've been making are from the side, directly from the side. They're sort of flat in that way, which I kind of like. In this particular case, I kind of like it. If I was doing a flat drawing or a painting of the thing, I would use the angle I'm looking at right now. But since I'm creating this sort of toy thing out of it, the side view works better for my purposes. Okay, so this is, I've got to do the thing at the top here, that it's the pulleys and the cables going down to lift the big heavy thing, to put it somewhere else. And there's a cab right here, and then this all is going to be on top of a reddish orange. Where did that go? Right here. This color base. And this is a Black & Decker drill kit box. And I may actually include these little things as well. Occasionally, the little pictures that are shown, sometimes like a hand might actually be a real hand on one of my little people I make, but most of the time I don't do that because I don't want to say it's cheating, but it's easy. Like if I was drawing a motorcycle in my little I could put this in there and just cut it out and glue it and stick it down. Or I could actually, these could be the two wheels of the motorcycle. Much more interesting. Okay. I'm looking at my thing over here. So this comes down and goes up, and this thing with the wheels is sort of shaped like this. The big wheel comes down, goes up, and there's the big pivoty bit is in the middle. What do they call that? Barbette on a battleship, the thing that the turret swivels on, or is the whole, I think I don't know. Look it up. If you want to know what it is, look it up. I need more orange. I need more than that. Here's my orange box. Here they are. Orange is a color that I'll be needing a lot for some of the work I'm doing right now because of the construction work that's going along in my building. It's everywhere, and there's these orange cans with white reflective stripes on them, and I'm saving a lot of orange for those things. Okay, I think what I need to do, before I do this, let me just finish this so I can get my scale working out. So there's a cab here that's white. And the operator of this device sits in this thing over here. And glue. I'm sorry, I can't always talk and cut at the same time because I'll probably cut my finger. Sometimes it's fun to look at your subject matter once in a while, which is what I'm doing, because being a realist is really, really fun because there's so much stuff out there in reality. There's all these fun little details that you can play off of. This cab has two little windows, and this window is smaller than this one, and this shorter, has an angle coming down, and suddenly it's becoming more interesting than it would have been if I didn't look at the goddamn thing. So another thing that you need to do is look at what you're drawing, because it will inform you how to make it interesting. If you don't look at the thing, you're just going to draw what you think you know about it and end up making something that's not very interesting. It's like I was railing on about my hatred of Bob Ross. And, you know, when he would make his happy little mountains and stuff, they look like mountains to a degree. And then he had his convention of how to paint them, how to make it look like they had snow on the top and trees or whatever, all of his things he would do to, quote, make them look real, unquote. But a real mountain is much more complex and more beautiful than he was making them. And if you looked at the actual mountain, that's what really annoyed me the most about him, is he sort of implied that you don't actually have to see what your subject matter is. All you have to do is put a happy tree here and you're done. And that really sort of annoyed me. I would have appreciated him much better if he actually, even if he didn't paint any better than he did, even if he just used the same lame tricks, if he painted something that you could see along with him, you would learn that, yes, to make this look like a happy bowl of fruit, you use yellow for the... Ah, God damn it! Oh, fuck, that's hot. See? Bob Ross came from the grave to do that to me. Maybe I deserved it. Maybe I deserved it. Okay, so this goes here. Sorta. Sorta, kinda. Sometimes I get glue, hot glue on the surfaces, and it really bothers me. Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does. And this one does. Okay, so this goes here. I'll cover that mistake up, just like that. Okay, hot glue. Yes, I know you're hot. There. Just a little bit more forward. There we go. Cover up my glue blob. Okay, stick. I put a mountain of glue on this thing. Stick. It's sometimes hot glue. It only burns. It doesn't actually stick. Okay, now owie. Okay, Now underneath here, right there, is a big black thing. Shiny black right here. This is what's connected to the base. I'll probably have to shore this up with something a little stronger than just this one piece, because there's a lot of weight on this thing that's might cause a bend, because right down here below this thing is something that's rather spindly. No, I'm mistaken. It's not spindly. There's all sorts of shit down here. So from here down is the color combos are black and orange. And then there's the two big wheels. So there. Okay. Orange. Let's put one long strip of orange there just to start the ball rolling. Okay. It's a flat platform that have two fenders coming down at each end, and there's this big black orange machine over here. I think this machine, you can't see over here, it's going to be a big orange thing that has the machinery that makes the truck go. This has the machinery that makes this go up and down, I think. But I'm not a construction worker, nor am I a engineer, so I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing. Okay, I think I need more black. Shiny black. Here's some black. Tripping over my own shoes. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on down here, so it's gonna end up looking kind of like this up here, where things are sort of overlapping, because there's a ladder and there's gas tanks and who knows what all going on down here. So like this, I'm just gonna put there, that sort of represents this gas tank thingy. Over here is a the ladder's over here, so the guy can get up. The ladder is orange. The rungs of the ladder are orange. Do I want to cut them out and have them be separate, or do I want to just... Probably will cut them out. Sometimes I imply them by using some sort of printing, like I'm implying the hinge elbow joint there by that round thing. And other times I actually cut out the parts. Okay, I think what I need to do is make this platform longer. First, this is the weakest link on my little design here. I know I'm going to have to shore this up a little bit with stuff on the back. Okay, I'm going to make a fender here. It goes straight, then it goes down, and it goes over. Down, and it goes over. There's some sort of contraption. I think over here are the extendable feet to make it be more stable. That's lifting the big heavy things and putting them somewhere else. And where's the back wheel on this one? This one comes, well, the wheels have to be bigger than that. I think I didn't make this wide enough. Artistic license. When you make mistakes, you know what you're doing? You're using artistic license. We have the ability to do that, we artists. Mortals like you don't. You make mistakes. We make artistic licenses. Yeah, these wheels are going to be way. This is much longer. How did I screw that up? The wheelbase is much wider than, but I don't understand how I made that mistake. How did you screw up, Pierre Gustafson? I think this is actually longer. The space between this and this is longer in reality. So I'll just extend this out a little bit further back. It's not that different. Can make the wheels a little smaller, I suppose. Oh well, artistic license. I'm just using artistic license because I can. Wheel, that's fine. We're off by a factor of 10. Now we're off. No. Okay, see, Achilles heel. Glue stick. Okay, I'm turning this over. Turning that over. This is where I need one long shoring up to have happen. Okay, let me get my, I'll use this box. Probably shouldn't be using this. The corrugation is going the wrong way. I'm not actually really making it stronger, just making it equally weak, doubly weak by doing that. Well, it'll have more crap down here. It'll work, and then I've got the wheels holding it all together. It'll be fine. Maybe. Okay. No. Yes. I'm going to say ow soon. I just did. Ow. God, that hurt. There. Okay, 2 wheels. And his right here, it has this sort of triangular engine over here, which is going to be I have a feeling if a museum ends up buying this from me, they're going to be spending all sorts of money in their conservation department, putting it back together every once in a while when the hot glue comes undone. One of my pieces of art is owned by this museum in California, the De Young Museum, I think. And I got a call from their conservation department wanting advice on how to fix it. And they sent me pictures of these conservators in their white gowns and their their white gowns and white gloves as they're trying to repair the thing that I had made 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Time flies. And it was pretty funny watching them treat this thing with as much care as they did. Certainly more care than I did as the creator of the thing. A piece of mine was on display at the Museum of Fine Arts, and I had delivered the piece to the Museum of Fine Arts, and I brought it to them on my bicycle. They didn't know this, but I carried it on my bicycle. And it was in two parts, and I put the two parts together and glued them together to fit into the gallery space that they were going to be displayed. And the show was up for a while, and it was really fun to see as a 28-year-old guy artwork of mine in a big museum. And then it came time for the museum show to come down, and then they brought me down to the bowels of the museum to look at the piece, and they brought the piece over. It was all wrapped in bubble wrap, and they brought me over to take a look at it, and I said, they said, well, we're gonna deliver it back to you, and we've got we're just gonna call a truck, a 16-wheeler truck to bring this thing back to me. And I said, what? I brought this to you on my bicycle. You don't have to deliver this back using a truck. And I said, get me a scissors. And the woman got me a scissors, and I cut the thing in half, right through the bubble wrap, all of the protective stuff they put on it. I just cut it in half, and the woman was just appalled, shocked. She was turning white as I was cutting my own work in half to get it out of the fucking door. And I brought it back on my bicycle, and gravity works here. You don't have to keep dropping things. it'll work without your continual testing. So anyway, it's just funny that an artist often will think their art is much less precious than the people that own it or display it, which is good. I appreciate the fact that they care as much as they do, but if they saw how I made these things, well, now they can. They'll watch my YouTube channel. See my white gloves? So, there we go. Now, 2 big wheels and a ladder and a couple of stuff, and then I'm sort of done with this one. I mean, I'm done with the, quote, hard part, and I've got the fun part of adding the cables and the chains and the pulleys and the rigging wheels. But I see that this is now 40 minutes of my life. Well, your life. I do this for you, dear watcher. You know, you're watching me, and I have to think about your time. I don't want you to waste your time on... I'm using the paper I'm supposed to be saving for my wheels, but I need something to go span all of these parts. No, yes. Okay. Get ready to say ouch, beer, because that heat goes right through this cardboard. Here's where I need to add another strengthening bit. So what we'll do right now. Do I want it to go to there? I guess I do. I do kind of want it to go to there. Of course, now I've creased it so it's less strong than it was. It's so difficult being me. It is so difficult being me. So this thing is actually supposed to be way back here. You can't see it. It's supposed to be way back there. This counterbalance. So I may need to add more black back there, which I can do. Put black here, cover that up, cut that off, move it. This bothers me because there's all of this writing and stuff is a little busy, shall we say. So let me see if I can, I mean, I'm in a way I'm making it more busy by adding more shit to it, but I think this will tie the elements together rather than separating them, because you see this line, you know, go here. Yeah. Okay, it does have these 2 little conical, you can't see me, 2 little conical feet that come down to keep it in, balance it and all. Okay, so I need more white over here and more black. I'm just going to use this piece right here because I can. It's right there where I want it. And now more black, shiny black. lot of shiny black left. Come on, shiny black, where are you? Do I have to sacrifice one of the canard liners to do this? I may have to do that. I may have to borrow more. Come on, black. I want to save this stuff for down here. And I'm going to cover some of this up. I don't want it to see black. I don't want you to read as easily Black & Decker as what you're seeing now. So I'll do something like this. Do that. I'll just do it now. I'll do something like that. No, I'm just going to do it. There. Now you don't see Black & Decker. There. You see it over here. Okay. Black. So if I have another piece, okay, I don't. Aha! Aha! Check the floor. Gravity is helpful. Yeah, that'll work. A little bit of orange showing, that doesn't bother me. Good. This has, I don't know what it all has. It has all sorts of stuff. Railings and stuff. It's rather complicated. This is rather complicated. Wheels. Okay. Wheels are next, and I can do that in the privacy of my own home. Bye.